Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We've had 3 games today already. We've had great wins coming out from the likes of Unity, InsideGames, and Milky Way, but we still got 2 more to go. So 2 more chances for these teams to prove themselves and end on a high note in this week.
Yeah, very true. And I mean, we did say in that last game, 3 of the bottom 4 teams ended up in the top 4. Stop playing with the nipple of the guy on the screen. Ended up in the top 4 of that last Miramar game. So that's definitely kind of boosted their points a little bit. And if the next Miramar goes, anything like that, then that could be a really good boon for those teams.
And we've seen Airstation might, because of that previous 0-point game, they moved back down.
They are struggling to hit 200 points.
Fourth. Yeah, definitely. 3D Max, they're still in 3rd. But then looking at the kind of lower end of the table, Last Crew, they're in 14th. Tempest are in 13th. Joker's in 12th. There's very little between them. And again, I'm just going to give so much credit to BetterLuckNxTime. They've clawed and climbed their way so close to the top 12. It is really going to come down to, yes, okay, they're still about 30 points behind 10th, but considering where they were.
The thing with BetterLuckNxTime is, especially we mentioned Kizik getting loads of kills. If he can just keep pulling that out, then the next week is absolutely enough time for them to call themselves up.
Yeah.
But there is still some reliance there on the next 2 teams above them not doing that. So that's Last Crew and Tempest. And Tempest have been playing kind of decently. But there is a chance, is the important thing. BetterLuckNxTime have shown this improvement over the last couple of days.
Definitely.
That does show that there is that chance for them to make it into the top 12.
We see the trajectory, the plane trajectory, not the circle. Plane trajectory of this going from the west to the east, more up north. So there's no real team going to really easily get down to the south. So compared to the previous game, other maybe InsideGames heading towards Los Leones if they get those vehicles. We're going to see a lot of these teams kind of heading up towards the northern side. We see Milky Way going to Al-Azhar. PG18 will be able to head to Impala. It's where they normally like to go. Tornado Energy, they're in El Pozo. They do like to head there. Last Crew on the very north west side of this map, right by the edge of that guitar line. And let's see where Phase 1 shows us.
Ooh, quite a bit north.
North Plain, north Phase 1 circle. It's a nice start to this second Miramar game.
And again, this is another one of those situations where feasibly we could end up with the same circle as last time.
We could, definitely. We definitely could end up with the same circle. We could also end up with maybe a Cruise the Val finish. It could shift. I reckon it's going to shift down to the southeast side.
Okay, I really want a super north one. I want
super
one
north.
because I'm a psychopath and I want to see all these teams have to make those rotations.
You heard there first, ladies and gentlemen. Joe is a psychopath, self-proclaimed.
Yeah, I just, like fun. I'm not the one playing.
It's that's the thing. Us as casters, we're all, even though we have sympathy and empathy for some of these teams when the circles are a pain in the ass. I do, yes.
Yeah, no, we do.
But we're also a little bit sadistic and we want to see action and we want to see the players just going at each other and the excitement and these compound breaches and just, all over the place. But
yeah. And just unexpected turn of events. And
something like
that usually happens when you have to see these extreme rotations. But obviously, kind of right now, there'll be a couple of teams that do start to rotate already. But because we're going to have to wait for some of the teams to kind of move a bit north, I reckon a lot of those teams that are south of the circle right now will hold out for a little bit. There'll be some, that we may potentially see rotate all the way around the circle to come in through the top. But someone like InsideGames, they don't need to rush into rotating into that circle just yet. They're looting in Los Leones. They'll give it some time, let things simmer down, and then they'll start to make their rotation.
Definitely. They'll definitely be one of the later teams rotating in for sure. Because if they make their way in whatever direction, they're going to come across a few teams on the edge of the circle, predominantly on the east side, Milky Way, PG18, Team Oops and Airstation Mike. If they head up On the west, it's going to be Tempest, Northern Lights, 3D Max, Tornado Energy, BetterLuckNxTime, Last Crew, and Joker. So more of the teams are definitely on the southwest direction. There is plenty of space on the northeast, outside ToWzERA, Bronco, in between there and Cruz the Val. You can then also head kind of on the mountains where ELGIG are looking to rotate. They've gone kind of one by one to get the information and get the intel as a team, and then they're going to rotate through themselves.
Interestingly, a team that's pretty much in the same position they were in last time is Team MOOPHEUS. They did actually just pass very closely with Quick Math, and I thought there may be a fight ensuing there. They didn't end up doing it. They're actually getting a little bit closer to water treatment now. Yeah. But they are in that same place. We're actually seeing Hugstar try and land some shots onto Double there. That's going to force him out of that vehicle. With just a tree to keep him cover, Hugstar is going to be looking for that kill.
Yeah, you have news first aid kit. Hugstar is going to just knock the wheels out, so it gives Double even less of an exit strategy. We're seeing a knockdown coming out already.
Onto OK, bro.
Yep, and Jazza now also trying to find Double. So Airstation might do have Double pinched for now. Grenade by Double, realizing there's another member of Airstation Mike there, throws out a grenade, dancing around those bullets. Great play by, great double teaming by Airstation Mike between Jazza and Hugstar to get that knockdown onto Double. So double teaming Double.
I just think potentially it was a very You really think you're that funny? Okay.
I thought that was great. Hugstar just, like, what disrespect. Like,
it was a very ambitious endeavor from Double, because the rest of his team are really far away. So what, he was out maybe scouting for some intel, but
he had nothing to lose in that.
Well, he has the game to lose. I mean, because the thing is yeah, great, but when you send someone scouting, usually it's not that far away. I mean, in the meantime, we're seeing some shots landing onto Quick Math from the side of YMCA, who they've had maybe not the best day today, not terrible, but they have found themselves in fights that have been a little bit tight, a little bit difficult, but looking like they're getting in those vehicles, they're moving towards Quick Math. You can see it there on your screen, away from San Martin, up towards the north side where Quick Math are, looking like they want to take this engagement. Zampeek is going to be leading the charge with the rest of them just some way behind.
Just going to go a little bit ahead, get information. Find where the other teams are, where they're rotating, and then the rest of the team joins. Pretty normal stuff coming out from a lot of these teams. YMCA definitely under pressure. They're in 11th place overall, 170 points. Only 7 points ahead of 13th place. That's Tempest. So holding on by the skin of their teeth, as one would say. As we look on to Tempest, they're in a really solid place in the center of the circle. If it does shift up heavily north, it could be a little bit difficult for them to rotate, but I doubt it will stay up north for this phase 2 in my eyes. So where they're located is pretty bang on.
I got a little bit distracted then while you were talking about Tempest and they were on the screen, and I was just looking at the surroundings, and there are a pile of rocks next to the building they're in that just look like steaks. They look like steaks.
What, like as in meat steaks, or
yeah, steaks as in made of beef.
Okay.
They just look like some of them look cooked, some of them look uncooked.
Coming here?
I did. I had a filet mignon. We spoke about it. I had a filet mignon and I was giving it well done.
Yep, give it well done. Feels bad, man.
Why would you do that to a filet mignon?
I know. It's
cruel.
It's cruel. Like such a nice piece of meat. Anyway, the game goes on. BetterLuckNxTime. They're in the circle on the west side. YMCA, as we saw, they followed Quick Math. Actually, they're still behind them, but they are ahead of 3D Max, and they are surrounded also by BetterLuckNxTime. But they're in compound, they're in houses. They have protection. They can just generally stay where they are for now. We see 3D Maxi. They have the hill that YMCA were on that they scouted. So it's going to be action kicking off right now. Tornado Energy getting a little bit closer to a couple of members of Jokers.
Yeah. Jokers are just trying to ensure they're in a good position right now. Boom's actually got quite a bit of cover here, but of course if that caravan gets naded, that's pretty dangerous. So we see him moving away now. And also bear in mind, Tornado Energy have got Example a little bit further away. He's got the Mini 14, so that can cover those long distances. But Boom's just getting ready, throwing that nade out towards Alia, but it's a little bit short from what he wanted. And now we're just going to see him run back to try and join the tab a little bit closer. They just don't want to take that engagement too much, especially when there's only a couple of them there.
Yeah, now you do see in your picture-in-picture where these teams are located on this next phase. It's gone a little bit more central, not down as south as I thought it might go, so it's centralized quite nicely. Tempest still hold on to a good place. Airstation Mike are getting hairily close to them. And then Unity are also there. InsideGames are also behind Tempest. So 3 teams in a close vicinity on the center of the circle is definitely going to provide a bit of action in the next couple of minutes. All the while, the other teams are just rotating. We see Last Crew going down from the south. Milky Way are going in from the east. PGA are just to the west of where Milky Way are. And ELGIG going down south outside water treatment.
And so far, we've only lost 3 players total. Oh, there's the stakes, by the way. Ah, you missed it. Where Tempers were. If we come back, if our observers bring us back to Tempers, I will point it out once again. But for now, Recren trying to land some shots onto deep, or in fact onto Mans. But looking like maybe they're going to get in the vehicle, not bother so much.
Well, yeah, because
right
they're
now.
2-2 split, so just get the hell out of there before Milky Way put themselves under too much pressure. Yeah, the rest of PG-18 providing cover fire. Very intelligent play by PG-18. If they can survive, it's definitely going to be tough, but if they can do it, stay as a 4-man team, I do like it indeed as a Nuktov connects onto ghostar of ELGIG.
And now we're watching Melman make his own little drive. Everyone's going out for a nice drive today.
Well, yeah, go and try and find your Sunday drive spot.
I mean, you can see that the rest of his team are kind of engaging with BetterLuckNxTime right now. So, of course, he kind of wants to be there. YMCA just to the east of them as well. And actually, you can, if you have the map up with the exclamation mark map command, you can get that up. And you can see the members of YMCA all changing which direction they're looking in because they're trying to watch their backs with Quick Math to the east, BetterLuckNxTime to the west, and Tornado Energy just coming in from the south right now. They're going to be in a pressured situation.
Yeah, but then also any team that is around them have to also be careful of the other team. So it just, you know what I mean? It's not just pressure for YMCA, it's pressure for Tornado Energy. They've actually gotten away from YMCA a little bit. They split up and they're getting closer to where 3D Max are. I don't know if that's going to work out for them. Phantom is in that vehicle. Phantom is actually getting away from that. So these teams, they're consistently rotating. No team other than Tempest, Airstation Mike and Milky Way are kind of staying in the one place. ELGIG, they lost a player. They one player got knocked down, but the revive came through. But and now K-Dorn takes himself out.
You know, having his own little Viking funeral. Oh God, look at his body right there. Yep. Yeah, the car's upside down as well. Not good. But now, Reggie Beardo, he's just kind of getting in that little nook and cranny between those two vehicles.
No, he's probably going to loot up his body, loot up whatever he had and go, okay, that's mine, dude. And,
I mean, fair enough, but he was a couple of meters away, so I don't know. Maybe it's the loot sprayed, but never mind. We are getting our new circle, which, I mean, it's still feasible to end up in the last ending that we did have.
Like, you're dead, right?
It's so close. That road that runs just to the west of water treatment, that's where we ended up in the last game, and that is still a possibility.
So looking at the rotations, Milky Way instantly get into vehicles, and they're rotating up north. Last Crew are there. Ahead of them, you have PG-18 who are still inside the circle, are just to the west of them, but they're making their way up through quite successfully. BetterLuckNxTime, I'm actually going to hold that split angle quite similar to where they were, but now the action's kicking off between InsideGames and Northern Lights inside San Martin as Odstrelovac connects onto a couple of members of Northern Lights. So it's going to be a 4-on-2 for InsideGames. Great play. It's actually 4-on-1 as Deep is the only one that is left standing, but Deep is a little bit further away. You have 3D Max kind of camping the edge of that circle. You have Tempest then to the east of where InsideGames are. Great play by InsideGames to get a couple of kills to kick off their second Miramar game of the day.
And after how well Northern Lights have been doing, that's really a positive for those teams who are sitting just below them. They want to get them out fairly quickly.
Oh, Airstation Mike, they're going to rotate and push the compound that Unity are going to hold on to. The grenade's being popped out by Unity to keep Airstation Mike back a bit. Fake getting put down to very little health. Jazza is just trying to keep himself alive on the other side. Clip does connect onto a Nukdov, so Tempest are actually helping Airstation Mike for now, as two members of Unity are just spread apart. So if Airstation Mike can push in as a four-man team, they'll be able to help themselves. But when you look at the map, when you look at the picture-in-picture, PG18 are looking to join in on the fun. Clip connects onto Snoopy. It's all going horribly wrong for Unity as the teams are just pushing on through. Airstation Mike, they've got to be alert because they have 2-3 teams all around them.
A lot of those grenades being thrown in, but this is the ultimate opportunity for PG18 to capitalize on the damage that Airstation Mike have done and actually complete those kills and get those points on the board. But it looks like Unity really backing off instead, while Airstation Mike, they're all facing away from PG18. This could be a time where someone like Hugstar, who has his back to the team, really gets taken out. But in the meantime, Wookie Bookie is going to be landing that shot on a Nuckative. So,
that bolt
you know,
as well.
Yeah, so, you know, Unity, they decided to move away a little bit. Maybe not worked out in their favor since Nuckative did, you know, fall at that point. Yep. But Snoopy as well, going to be feeling that, wow, Unity potentially going to regret that rotation.
Well, they were just staying where they are, and they've just kind of paid the price as Nuckative does get taken out. Unity do still have a couple of members up. I think it's going to be Orange and Quizzy, if I'm not mistaken, but you have Tempest rolling in the deep of their location, so kind of hold on to it. Wookie Bookie is there. We see what he can do with the bolt action. Let's see what he can do close up as a smoke grenade is being thrown out by both Orange and Quizzy just to try and find separate positions for themselves so they're not too close together. Actually, they get into an eagle and roll away, but Wookie Bookie connects onto Quizzy, leaving Orange on his own. Orange gets taken out by Hawkeye, and Unity go out in 16th position.
Damn, I love it. But now when we see our next circle, in fact, ELGIGANTEN, they're sitting in the spot right now, which ended up being that key spot in the last one. Miriam's laughing because we are so close to having the exact same finish that we did in the last game. So that's a really key spot for them. But now Airstation Mike, they're actually coming up upon Tempest, so they could find themselves in another fight right now. You're starting to take some shots, but instead hiding in this room right now. And they are 2 against 4 as it stands because the other members of their team a little bit further away. They're up on the high ground slightly south of where they are.
And they are providing cover fire. That's a good thing for Tempest. I agree with their position because all 4 members are inside the circle. That's why Airstation Mike are not moving away from where they are, because they can't find the cover. They can't actually flank around. All they can do is just hold on to their position. Good thing for them is that they are in a bit of a 2-2 split as Tempest. Hani finds Milky Way, but with the shots being fired in return, can Milky Way get the angles on that they need? All the while in another direction, we do see YMCA connecting onto BetterLuckNxTime. Arctics gets taken out. We still have 53 players up. This is getting crazy. As we recurrent to PG18, next on to KnorkiS, Northern Lights get taken out in 15th place.
Yeah, finally, and now we still yet to see a number of these teams move down. Jokers and Last Crew, both of whom shooting at one another, have to move through. And Last Crew, they've got to be a little bit smarter with their rotation because they either come straight through water treatment, which is probably a bit of a risk. But in the meantime, Milky Way going to be having a hard time. They're going to get taken down. Hugstar getting those key shots onto the team. In the meantime, Wanderer, he's also going to be feeling that off string and now getting shot on by Tempest. iZoom turning things around a little bit. Clib is going to get shot, but it's not a great position for Milky Way to be in. And if iZoom does hope to actually stay in this game, he's got to start moving forward. But right now, it doesn't really look like that's what he's going to be doing. He's trying to heal up, but it's not doing all that much. But BetterLuckNxTime going to be going down as Jokers and YMCA managed to get those key shots onto them. Yeah. And now the number of teams, the number of players alive rapidly declining as as this circle moves in.
Pretty much. Quick Math in the center of the circle, holding on to a compound. Tempest and Airstation Mike sharing a compound. You have Team Moops holding on to a compound on the north, and then Water Treatment. 3 teams are in there on the edge. PG18, ELGIG, and Last Crew. 3D Max connecting onto Hani from Tempest. That puts Tempest under a bit more pressure. That's actually, if Airstation Mike are keeping an eye on that kill feed, that could allow them to put more pressure onto the 2 members of Tempest that are in around their compound that they hold onto. But Muck takes down KnorkiS of ELGIG. Milky Way do finally go down at the play zone. Izum just couldn't keep himself alive, and Milky Way eliminated.
Well, I said how ELGIGANTEN, they were sitting in a good position, and Last Crew did decide that they were going to rotate down through Water Treatment. They took them by surprise and were able to get those key shots on them. So ELGIGANTEN not still going to remain in that position, but now Odstrelovac, he's getting shot upon as he went for Compot. Ali is going to kind of avenge his teammate and ensure that they stay safe, stay alive. And InsideGames, they're actually in a fairly difficult position right now.
Yeah.
If they want to rotate through to the circle, they either have to go north of where Tornado Energy are and come round the side, or they have to go up through where 3D Max and Tornado Energy are. Either way is going to be pretty dangerous because Tornado Energy, they're going to be watching them like hawks. So in they jump to those vehicles.
They're heading down south. They're going to go into the path of 3D Max. 3D Max instantly responding, firing shots over into the side of InsideGames. Gotta say, InsideGames are doing their best to kind of stay together. There's still a 4-man team, 2 going forward, 2 going back. Solar's so looking to peek himself up. See if he can find angle. Here's the footsteps. Knows Zampeek is flanking around. We also seen the picture-in-picture of Last Crew and PG18 as well as ELGIG are still inside. The circle did shift down south, so it's not quite in the exact same place as it was the last game, but it's definitely very similar as Morpheus does connect onto Muck. But Solar, he's prone and down. 3D Max, they want to find those angles. Who's going to get the first connection onto each other? Phantom inside that building from that window. But now we connect back onto ELGIG and Last Crew. Last Crew just holding on by the skin of their teeth as ghostar is flanking around that building.
Yeah, Morpheus finally going down, has left ghostar kind of on his own, but what was that from Jappy bringing down a couple of members of his team? And they were providing such an issue here for ghostar, who was being isolated. But now it may be a situation that he can turn around. In the meantime, Odstrelovac going to be knocked down once again by Furax. ELGIGANTEN's going to get eliminated as ghostar finally falls. But that was a very interesting situation from Last Crew.
Yeah, bit of a mistake coming out from them, but they're keeping themselves going. Ubica from PG18 just proning behind that wall, gets 1 knocked down. Gonna look for the second, but the 2 members of Last Crew there to confirm that kill, but it's only gonna be a matter of time as Recon picks up the pieces. Last Crew get taken down in 10th place. We're down to 9 teams. Now the fire starts to begin because YMCA and Jokers there and Quick Math, should I say, are very close together. You also have Tornado Energy down the south of where they are. You have 3D Max. They pushed InsideGames away very nicely indeed. And you still have that battle between Tempest and Airstation Mike.
And this final, this next circle is so similar to what we had before. We're on this same ledge, slightly bit south. But the difference that we've had so far is a lot of these teams have had more access to these compounds. We're seeing this from Airstation Mike now as ToWzErA manages to land those shots from that really key area that they are now holding. The question is, when are people going to start moving in? Hjort's not far away from them. And so it could be Fake who ends up looking at him. But in the meantime, Melman, he's going to be getting a shot onto Noki as Tornado Energy start to move forward. But we do see 3D Max making this interesting rotation. Furax is trying to ensure that they can have access to this next compound in, but right now, Fake falling. I thought maybe he could be the one who gets the shot onto Hjort, but Hjort managed to get things onto him. Not a good time for Airstation Mike.
Well, Airstation Mike, if they've been looking on the kill feed, they should know they have a complete man advantage. They're going up against the blue zone, which is closing in. Time is of the essence. Push on through, get that final kill, make your way into the circle. Because if they had confirmed those kills, they could have pushed in onto where Furax's 3D Max was, but they're kind of, you could say, not that they're wasting their time, but they're just delaying and stopping their chances of moving on forward. You also have Team Moops up in the north side of their compound looking to punish Airstation Mike by being a little bit too out in the open, but now they're flanking around Phantom, Tornado Energy. They are getting very close to each other. 3D Max calculatively rotating now as a full team into that little kind of compound and hay bales that is well inside the circle.
Hjort still looking to see what he can get. He's moving up towards Jazza, but I think he's just trying to be, he doesn't want to rush into anything. He doesn't have to rush into anything. Especially as you say, there is that man advantage to Airstation Mike. He has to be meticulous about what it is he's doing. And you can see it in the picture now. The decisions that he's trying to make. Just trying to get some intel without alerting anyone too much. He's cooking this grenade now. It's gonna be out of the way though. Not gonna hit anyone. Meanwhile, Jazz is actually gonna get this shot onto him. Temper's gonna be eliminated as a result. It was a gamble. It didn't work out. And right now, PEL's trying to get those shots onto YMCA. Those two teams so close to one another.
Wow.
Diggory landing such a good shot there onto Sampula, who had his back turned to him. And now looking up into those windows. QM on the low ground, but still being able to take advantage of this situation. Sampula and Sakura there with those skulls above their names. That leaves Kajudi.
What was looking so good for YMCA initially has gone well in the favor of Quick Math, and that's just that aggression, those peaks and those pre-firing working out very nicely for Quick Math. Both teams are outside the circle. It's centralized up quite nicely. 3D Max are still inside. Team Moves, their compound is just on the edge. Airstation Mike, they're going to have to make a playthrough. They're 3-man strong. We see ToWzErA and Jazza in the front line. Hugstar from the back looking to try and find those shots off to push 3D Max back a little bit. And now Airstation Mike, 2 members are inside the circle. They hold the top of the hill. They've got to be careful because Tornado Energy are ahead of where they are, and they could be looking very easily in the direction of Airstation Mike.
And that is pretty much what they're doing. Compot's actually looking that way as he gets shots onto him. Meanwhile, Diggory trying to get the next few shots onto Kajudi, the one remaining member here of YMCA.
Nope. Goes down.
Nah, he's gone.
Goes down to the blue.
It goes down to the blue, so at least that, does deny that point from Quick Math. But Hugstar looking for those shots. Airstation Mike, actually, they're sort of on the end of this high ground area. They don't want to relinquish it too quickly. They're on the edge of that next circle boundary. Really, they're looking over at I think it's a good position. And you can actually see they're focusing, they're splitting their attention onto Team Moops and 3D Max. But Quick Math getting eliminated. Kind of unsurprising. There were only a couple of them left. An example was able to take advantage of that situation. There are 4 members of Tornado Energy. It was only a matter of time.
And now Melman connects onto the boom, knocks him down. Jokers are going to be put down to 3 members. As the PG-18 do get eliminated, they were 1 member strong. The example finds them. That's going to be another kill point going over to Tornado Energy. Tornado Energy have spread themselves out so effectively, so they have full advantage of this southwest direction. 2 members looking over in Jokers, 2 members looking over in 3D Max. They are just providing so much for themselves as a full team.
Team Moops suffering a bit as Airstation Mikes shoot into them. No one's taking the bait of the loot drop, by the way, which is, pretty good. You wouldn't want to be the team that kind of rushes for that on that low ground. But now, having our next circle come online, so close to where it was before, that's going to mean teams like Airstation Mike have to move on forward. And Tornado Energy, they're covering so much of that ground. Joker's going to be eliminated. That's going to make it a little bit easier. And that could be that key moment for Tornado Energy to spread out and take that space that has just been let go by that team going down.
Well, Airstation Mike, they've got to push past Team Moves. The reason why is because they do have that kind of edge of the hill that they can use as protection to get into the circle on the north side. That's why they've got to get rid of Team Moves. If they don't, they put themselves under a lot of pressure because they can't really push past 3D Max because 3D Max are still a full squad. It's going to start closing in the next 5 seconds. The teams are just being very, very careful. Hawkey gets revived up by Reggie Beardo, keeping Team Moops as a 2-man team. Example, Tornado Energy, they have such a strong control of this circle. And now with those team moves, players being taken out, 3D Max, look at the surprise attack Airstation Mike from behind, and they take them down. Phantom, the man of the moment, pushes Airstation Mike down to the ground, and we have 2 teams left. That's going to be Tornado Energy and 3D Max.
And Phantom impressed us yesterday. He can do it again. We saw 3D Max making that rotation behind Airstation Mike while they weren't expecting it, while their attention was on Team Moops, and now we are amongst these last 2 teams. Melman is looking to get that key shot, the 8-time scope on that Mini 40, the perfect opportunity to be able to try and take these shots from afar. His enemies are just hidden behind this rock here. If they can bring them out, if they can throw those key nades in, get those key shots, and especially as 3D Max will have to be forced forward now because of the boundary, but Compot is going to be shot down. That's a great shot for Furax.
Yeah, peeking a little bit too much. Alia now tries to drive forward, but Phantom gets knocked down. Furax, the last man standing, gonna take a kill, get a point before he gets taken down, and Tornado Energy take that first place with 7 kills.
It got to that point at the end where it was a 4 versus 1, and even to have 4 people at the end, that's impressive. I really like the rotation made by 3D Max at the end to take Airstation Mike out by surprise.
Pretty aggressive.
Because they were really focused on Tornado Energy, who had spread themselves out, who had taken control of pretty much half of the circle at that point. So the fact that they were able to come in, flank around, take them by surprise, have that ambush, they put themselves in a good position to go against Tornado Energy, but the fact is they didn't have enough players up. Phantom had done his part. Tornado Energy were in that really assertive, really authoritative position, in a great position of control, and it was just a matter of time until they were able to bring down that team. But that play by 3D Max leading up till that moment was very intelligent.
Like, I know Tornado Energy only got 7 kills, but the control they had on the southwest direction, honestly, like, I guarantee it made the teams feel like there was more than one team.
Yeah.
When it was just a 2-2 split, because I know information might have like led teams around them to kind of realize that it was just one team, but those shots pushing the likes of Jokers back, the shots getting the better of the likes of PG18 and Team Moops, and then they turned their attention onto 3D Max when they needed to, and that did force 3D Max to push on to where Airstation Mike was. And it's a bit of a shame for Airstation Mike because they were pinched. If Team Moops had been taken out even 10 seconds earlier, I guarantee you Airstation Mike probably would have survived a little bit longer, because they would have gone a little bit further away from 3D Max. If 3D Max had then gone for Airstation Mike, they would have exposed themselves to Tornado Energy. And it's that chain reaction effect.
I mean, it was a smart decision from Team Moops to allow themselves to die to the play zone, because those final deaths did go because of the blue. And so not only does that deny the points to their opponents, but it did also mean that Airstation Mike ended up, you know, being in that situation where they didn't end up moving forward to go and take those kills. They did get caught out by 3D Max, and that potentially, in Team Moops' eyes, would have potentially brought Airstation Mike down some points, made it easier to kind of move forward. You know, there are those mind games. But here we go. You can see your standings on your screen now from that match. Tornado Energy sitting at the top with, well, 17 points, which is the same as 3D Max got. It's just the balance of how they got that is different.
Yeah, and then indeed. And then Airstation Mike getting 10 points for themselves. But that's what I mean. Even though they only got 7 kills for one player, example, to get over 1,000 damage, that shows the impact that they had as a team, right? So, yeah, okay, points mean prizes, right? So it's like kills mean points. That's great. But as a team, when you gain control and you push teams around you back so late in the game, it means you're getting the chicken dinner, and that's going to mean extra points. So great play by Tornado Energy. You see the head-to-head stats. Can't deny what 3D Max did as a team. 2,300 damage, 11 kills, and the same amount of points as Tornado Energy. So 2 teams, 2 different paths the same result points-wise.
It really is brutal. Now we're seeing example versus Phantom. Phantom, we've called him out. He had those great shots there onto Airstation Mike. To 877 versus 1077 to example. Same number of kills, though. An example getting one more headshot kill. But these are two very well-matched players as far as their fragging abilities go, their roles on the team. Very obvious. And they are doing so much for their teams in those roles.
They really are. But two Miramar games we've just had, very similar endings. We have 4 games in total, and we have 1 game left. We're going to be heading over to the jungle of Sanhok. Going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.